All right, you made it to the end of your reading. I just want to review a couple things to make sure some key points were hit. When we left off, our board looked like this. And one of the things that I asked you to do as you read is tell me who the Native Americans end up making alliance with, the French or the British. Hopefully you all said the French, okay? So don't get this confused. This is called the French and Indian War, not because the French were against the Indians or the Native Americans, but it's because the French and the Indians worked together versus Great Britain. Again, they're fighting over the Ohio River Valley, okay, wanting to expand. France and Native Americans saying this is their territory, okay? So we have the French and Indian War versus Great Britain. France won some early battles, but in the end, Britain prevails. And in fact, it was such a decisive victory that France is no longer a power in the Americas at all. So the French go bye-bye, okay? Which leaves the Native Americans maybe as the biggest losers of it all, because this was so harmful to them. They lost their friends, right? The French were their friends, their allies. It's always great to have someone in your corner, right? So they lost their allies and they lost their trading partners, which means money, their economy. So they're displaced, they lost friends, they lost trading partners. One benefit of the war is that Great Britain gained a bunch of new land, okay? So their territory is expanded. But there's a couple negatives from the French and Indian War that the colonists are dissatisfied with, okay? And I want to explain the one in particular. You read about the Proclamation of 1763. That proclamation said Great Britain, that the colonists had to stay on this side, on the east side of the Appalachian Mountains. They couldn't go to the west, okay? Let's think about this. Let's take Cole as an example. So Cole's a little boy. He's 4 years old. His mom gives him a bath, puts his pajamas on, but it's a summer night, and Cole's like, "Can't I just go play outside?" And Dana says, "Yes, Cole, you can go outside. However, I want you to stay right by the back deck. Don't go into the sandbox. You're going to get dirty. It's going to be a mess. We're going to end up fighting. So don't go play in the sandbox." What do you think Cole is going to do? He's going to go right for the sandbox, okay? People don't like to be told where they can be, right? Well, this is exactly what happens here. Great Britain says to the colonists, "Don't go out here to the sandbox. You're just going to end up fighting the Native Americans. It's going to be a conflict. Stay over here. Stay close by the coast, because then we can keep an eye out on you from Great Britain," okay? The colonists don't like to be told, okay? So they're disappointed. They're dissatisfied with the Proclamation of 1763. They're also dissatisfied with the fact that Britain is going to pay for the war by taxing the colonists. All right, so they have more taxes, stricter trade laws, and they don't like that. In fact, that is going to kind of lead us into the next chapter. These taxes are going to continue to irk them to the point of revolution, and it's going to lead to war, the Revolutionary War. So these taxes are kind of the start of more to come. All right, so great. You've talked about the causes, the outcomes of the French and Indian War, so we've hit our learning target. Next, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to open up that little gift in Classroom. You love my gifts, but please go ahead and open up what's called the Chapter 4 Study Guide in Classroom. All right, now this isn't the best video because you can't see me the greatest, but I want you to more focus in on your study guide. So if the teacher needs to hit pause here for just a little bit to get everybody a chance to get their Chapter 4 study guide out and to scroll down to Chapter 4, to the Lesson 4 question. So scroll all the way down. All right, hopefully you're noticing as you look at the chapter 4, lesson 4 questions, they are all the sticky noted questions, okay? So these are the 5 questions that you just sticky note slapped. So boy, that Mrs. Potman knows what she's doing every once in a while. All right, so with your table partner, what I'd like you to do is to take your sticky notes, and I would like you to answer these questions. Okay, so the work has been done for you. You're just going to answer these questions. Once you are done with that, I would like you to go, we're going to go backwards. Scroll up to lesson 3 and answer those questions. Now remember, in a study guide, you always have 2 places to look. In your book, in lesson 3, but then you can also go to your assignments and go to chapter 4, lesson 3's assignment. For everyone, you can do that. Okay, so go ahead and work on your study guide. The teacher's going to stop you every once in a while to go over the answers with you, okay, and to make sure that you have the right thing. Let's talk about timeline here a second. This entire study guide needs to be done by tomorrow, Friday, because we're going to take Friday to go over it and play trash ball. And then your test will be on Tuesday. Okay, so work hard on the study guide. Your teacher's going to flash up some answers as you go. Have it done for Friday, test on Tuesday. All right, thanks, Chargers. Work hard.